Hey guys, today we have the developer note for the Summoner's War Tomorrow update, so we can go into details on what is about to happen to the game, because this is going to be a very long update, as you can see right here. So there are going to be a lot of changes to the game. I read a little bit before I start recording, and I can see that we are going to get a lot more free stuff if you play the game a whole lot, which can be a problem to a lot of people. But I think the fact that we are still here, we are kind of signed up for this thing. But anyway, let's dive into the update dev note. So we're gonna start off with Ameria Lux. So this will have 500 energy per day, for 500 energy per day, everybody. So while this luck is active, rare grade item, unknown scroll, and crafting material will not drop. So for like the casual player who usually spend about 500 to like 1,000 energy per day, this 500 energy is going to give you a lot of good runes so you can potentially upgrade and use that for building teams and that kind of stuff. So they're trying to allow people who play not a whole lot to get the most out of the limited time you have per day for playing the game. Because let's be real, right? For about 30 run, you would take maybe 30 to 45 minutes, depending on how fast your team is. Which means if you have like a couple hours of farming per day, this is about the amount of energy that a casual player can use per day. For endgame player who can run 20-second dungeon in every dungeon, then they're going to use up this very fast. Dimension Hole revamp. So this is going to be a very big change for Dimension Hole. This will give you more ancient rune, which have a bit better stat. But if you are lucky and you maxed out all the differences between a normal rune and ancient rune, so you get like the higher base, you get the higher grinds, you get the higher enchant, an ancient rune can give you crazy efficiency for your build. And now the ancient energy or dimensional energy will recharge very fast. The maximum cap go from 100 to 1,000 as well. And they are also making 2A way easier so that you can move on to farming grinds or farming ancient rune much quicker. And that is to push you guys to farm that as well. So while you do your normal energy farming, so you're done with your 500 energy per day, you move on to, let's say, dimension farming. So that's going to be a couple more hours. Still, the game is going to be a very grindy game, which is Summoner's War in its core, but it's going to be a lot of grinding if you want to keep up. And if you want to max out your energy every single time with crystal, I think it's going to be kind of expensive as well, because I think for whales at the end game, the dev team realized that they can't really sell you guys summon anymore, because you guys pretty much have almost everything except for like LD scroll and LD5. So they're trying to push for maybe crystal top up, so you can farm more. You can farm more ancient rune, which is gonna create that small gap between the true end game and like the casual end game like me, you know. New feature, scout battle. So with this, you can run up to 180 auto battle over a maximum of 8 hours. So pretty much before you go to sleep, you hit on the scout battle, and when you wake up, you claim the battle rewards, and that is pretty cool. Based on your average clear time and repeat battle, you can run up to 220 battles. So I'm not exactly sure how fast you need to be to go up to 220. I hope it's gonna be like, I don't know, 50-second run, something. That'd be great, because not everybody can do like 30 a second and below. And you can set scout battle duration to 2, 4, and 8 hours. So I think this is gonna be a very popular option for people to farm before they go to sleep. So more farming. New PvE content, Temple of Chaos. That's gonna be pretty challenging. I saw the boss info down below. And also it's gonna drop new item, which are going to be Refinement Stone and Core Fragment. So in short, Core Fragment is for you to re-app your artifact. Pretty much. Re-app artifact is gonna potentially make a huge difference, because having a perfect artifact to all these endgame player is like a true endgame, because getting a rune upgrade is so hard, but they can still get a decent upgrade and artifact. Refinement Stone is going to be an item where you can make the very good existing base rune. So you have a rune that has speed, accuracy, crit rate, and whatever. You know that this rune's going to roll like shit, or it's going to roll into resistance because it's going to have one of the flat stat, and you wasted like a potentially very good base. But now you can turn that good base and reshuffle the roll that you did into the speed, and that is what refinement stone comes in. It doesn't change the stat that you have on the rune, like reappraisal stone that changed everything randomly. So this is going to be great for all the runes that you have been sort of using, but you're not very happy because the base was so good and it turned into like usable-ish. PvP reward boost. Reward for Siege Battle, Arena, and RTA and everything is gonna get Giga boosted. And we have a special summon for new summoner. So they make like a crazy like summoning stone, summoning scroll, like the scam stone that we do, and grave scroll. For new player, they're gonna have a very good list with all the very good PvE 5-star on it, so that new player can easily get their hands on the crucial unit for PvE, so they can move on and battle in PvP even earlier. So let's go into the details of the nodes. So these are like the TLDR right there. Very cool. First is going to be the Ameria's luck. They are boosting the drop rate for the first 500 energy per day. And together with that, they also reduce the energy needed to go into certain dungeons, so that the first 500 energy can have even more value for a player who doesn't really play the game a whole lot, which is great. Because now, look at that. Abyss, Normal, and Hard, -1 energy. For Rift Dungeon, -2 energy, but not a lot of people farm Rift anyway. But overall, we have -1 energy for a lot of different kind of content, which is going to be the big 3 for rune farming and artifact farming, as well as, I think, R5, -1 energy as well. So the 500 energy that you get is going to go a little bit further and beyond. Ameria's luck is not consumed on defeat, so even better for the casual player, because you might not have like the most consistent run, and if you lose a run, you lose like 8 energy of the Ameria's luck. But the good thing is it is not consumed on defeat, and that is pretty okay. So you can see right here we have the luck display over there for the 500 energy, and when you use that up, it's gonna be gone. It reset daily, I think by server reset, and that is a pretty cool thing. They are also revamping the Dimension Hole drop table. So 6-star rare ancient rune will no longer drop. Oh my god, finally. We've been asking for this for how long at this point? Farming this content is very tedious, and it dropped so many 6-star rare ancient rune. And that is just tragic for such a expensive kind of energy. Instead, the remove probability will be reallocated upward, significantly increasing the rate of higher tier items, allowing you to obtain legend ancient runes at a much higher rate than before. Really now? I hope so. And with the new rate of recharging for dimensional energy over the course of a week, this amount to slightly over 800 dimension hole energy, but they also increase the energy usage per run, I think up to 5. So it's not like you're doing way more run in this content, but you're still doing a lot more run in Dimension Hole energy. And the number of Dimension Hole energy purchasable in the shop for 120 crystal will be increased from 10 to 50. So if you're planning to buy like 1,000, that's gonna be a little bit costly, okay? Because you definitely need the crystal to summon for new monster. Come on, it is Summoner's War. So this is going to be amazing news for the whales who are looking to farm more ancient rune and the grinds for their existing insane 31 speed ancient rune as well. So as you can see right here, the dimension dungeon dimension raid is going to cost a bit more energy, but overall you're definitely going to do more battles in its content. And secondary awakening will also become much faster. So this is very good news for new player or siege player who are still trying to max out their 2A skill up for 4-star towers. We are also preparing balance adjustment to dimension dungeon bosses so they can be clear a little bit faster. Probably gonna make them a bit easier, hopefully, or maybe less animation in between, so that when you kill one of their thing, you one-shot them, they go like, oh, they waste a lot of time, right? So maybe less of that. It's going to be amazing. Or just make them a bit easier so that they can be one-shot a little bit easier by an average player base. For scout battle, you can do that while you sleep. You cannot do scout battle and repeat battle at the same time because they want you to feel free to take a break. And if you are doing 8 hours overnight and you have a 40-second run, you are going to be able to do 220 scout battles. So trying to get your clear time below 40 seconds to maximize the amount of farming you can do while you take a break, while you sleep pretty much. And I think that's going to be absolutely incredible. I think by now, a lot of people, Giants team are around 30 seconds with the Tashar team. And with Dragons team, you are probably going to do like 40 seconds if you're doing the Agrias new meta team, which require pretty good runes, unfortunately. But for other things like Artifact, they are also very, very good speed team. But if you're doing like 90 seconds, you can still do like 190 run, which I would say is more runs than an average player do in a week. So that is very, very incredible. If you just do 500 energy of Ameria's luck and overnight you do this as well, I think you are doing a very decent amount of farming every single day with like 1 or 2 hours invested in Summoner's War. And I think that is a reasonable amount because while you farm, you can also do RTA or guild content. 30 wings of RTA usually cost about 2 hours depending on your playstyle. So in the 2 hours you're doing RTA, you can farm Ameria's luck and then you go to sleep and then you farm this when you wake up. You have a decent amount of farming done every single day and you can also enjoy the game while you farm as well. But Scout Battle will also use energy, so keep in mind that you still have to refresh with your crystal to get the amount of energy you need to do the maximum amount of Scout Battle. So a lot of hidden crystal cost is showing up with a lot more farming. So if you don't really do other content in the game like guild content, RTA, do you get crystal for doing RTA? I don't think so, right? Guild content, inter-server arena, a TOA, the other endgame TOA, the other source of crystal in the game, you need to keep in mind if you want to maximize your farming, you also have to maximize your PvP as well because these energy are not free. Come on now. With this update, instead of pushing you to keep farming when it starts to feel hollow, we want to create an environment we can focus on when you play and rest when you don't want to play. We hope that Scout Battle is going to help you use your downtime effectively and enjoy Summoners War at a more relaxed pace. AKA idle farming that's been around in the mobile game market for centuries at this point. New PvE content. So it's going to be a new boss. The boss is going to have 3 different phases and you have to build 3 different teams. You receive 3 battle attempts on the opening day of each month. After that, 1 attempt is recharged daily and you can store up to 9 attempts. So if you didn't do the boss today, you can still do the boss twice tomorrow. So this is not going to be like a pay to win content. I can see that because you cannot refresh the entries that you do for the boss because you only get 1 attempt that recharge every single day. Interesting. Are they going to sell packs for the items that you farm the boss? I don't know that yet. But the battle will proceed with 3 different decks of 5 monsters. So this is going to be a 15 monster team to deal with the boss. Each deck can battle up to 50 turns. And the boss HPI, remember, is infinite. So in this 50 turns, you are trying to do the most amount of damage possible. And each phase of the boss will also have a different skill set, as you can see right here. So the boss will have 2 different kind of passive. Immune to dot, of course, and effectively related to attack bar, okay, because these are just so broken for PvE, and take less damage from an attack that deal damage in proportion to the enemy max HP. Pretty much everything that's good in PvE, gone. The boss take a turn whenever the enemy take 4 turns, so you cannot perma control the boss, and the boss will move. I wonder if you can provoke the boss though. It takes turns the more frequently if there are fewer enemies, so if your team dies. And the boss will gain 1 stack of Chaos Force. Sounds like Chaos Zero Nightmare. Whenever the boss is hit. Oh, it gets stronger. The damage down to the boss decreased by 1% per stack. Wait a minute. And the stack can reset when the boss is defeated or when the phase ends. Oh, gain 1 stack of Chaos Force whenever the boss is hit. Which means if you go in with a multi-hit unit, like the new Tekken 8 collab unit that hit a lot of times, then it's gonna gain the stack of Chaos Force very quickly. And the moment it gained like, I don't know, 60, 70 stack, you're probably not doing any real damage anymore. So support unit that do multi-hit, like, I don't know, the Dark Vampire Lord right here could potentially make this guy very, very tanky. And every different phase, the boss could do a little bit different things. So you can see that it will AoE attack down, this one will AoE glancing, and this one's AoE defense, so it's gonna kill you even faster. And I wonder, wait, hold up, the stack count reset when the boss is defeated or when the last phase ends? The annihilation phase. Oh my god, are you gonna be able to do damage at the end? I don't even know. So you only have to do this once a day, which is not that bad. And if you miss a day, you can do it the next day, which is pretty amazing. You can like push out of that in the weekend and do it like 7 times in a row or whatever. And I wonder how hard it is to get a million score. But I think this should be achievable by most people because the real difference is going to be in the ranking rewards. So during the event period, if you are legend, you get 15 re-apps, and this is very important for like the end game player. And hopefully we're gonna be able to get anywhere near Guardian potentially because percentage. And we are going to get 10 re-apps. Oh, that is pretty cool. And a lot of different core fragment and refinement stone as well. Pretty much stuff that make your build better. But for most people, let's say aim to get like C3, get your 5 reappraisal stone. No, try to get P1 so that you get at least 2 refinement stone. I think that's gonna be like the lowest you should aim for, but because it's by percentage, not everybody is going to get the refinement stone, that's for sure. So once again, the refinement stone make your base rune that's already really good with a starting stat to be better, and core fragment is for you to reappraise your artifact. But for this one in particular, you can use more fragment to lock the stat that you like and re-roll the stat that you don't like. So for this one, you like the crit damage. As you can see, it's an attack artifact with crit damage and whatever, but you roll 3 times into S2 recovery. You can lock the S2 recovery. You can use a lot of fragments to lock, so it's gonna cost you a whole lot for every single roll, but you can just re-roll the one stat that maybe you quad roll into a shitty stat, but it is the perfect artifact, right? But you quad roll into something. I think this you can quad roll into something else. So getting the perfect artifact might be way easier than we thought. And that could be pretty cool because I think we have a lot of like, also there are a lot of PvP reward improvement. As you can see right here, for guild, you are going to get a lot of guild seal from doing a tournament. And this allows you to buy a lot of scroll, pretty much. This is like a lot of scroll and stuff in the guild shop right there. And trophy box gonna be better as well. And you also get more stuff in the EXP reward from siege battles. So they're inserting refinement stone and core fragment in there. So there are more ways for you to gain the new items that you see above. And they're also giving you more EXP so you can finish all the EXP reward even faster if you get successful attack while you do your siege or your guild battle. And that's gonna be amazing. And we also have inter-server arena battle adjustment. These are like farming area as well, right? If you're not like top G3 where they are super competitive, to me this is all farming area, but you are farming against other player and their AI control defense. So for inter-server battle, you're going to get a more EXP as well. The higher your team, I think, the more EXP you get. That is just more EXP for doing World Guild battle as well. Just better, no, not really better. You just get more rewards. You don't exactly get better reward. You just get more rewards over time if you play the game. Because a lot of people who play this game don't really do these things, so you don't really feel the improvement of the rewards. So you kind of have to play the game pretty much. Warrior reward, you get more medals for doing battle in Punisher or Guardian, and you can also buy refinement stone and core fragment in the RTA shop. So this is like selling re-app stone in RTA shop, which is pretty crazy. They haven't done that, right? They sell LD scroll, they sell scroll, but you get so many RTA medals if you do RTA every day anyway. If you can stomach doing RTA every day, you get a lot of RTA medals to buy scroll, and now you can buy the new re-apps item as well. World Arena achievement will now give you crazy medal as well, as you can see right there. If you get to like Guardian 1, you get 400 instead of 160. So the first couple battles, this really push for the first couple battles of RTA per season, because this is where you do your wins and you achieve your new rank, whatever. You get more medal as well for the first time, and you can use that to buy scroll and once again buy stuff in the shop. And for new summoner and existing summoner, this will apply for 30 days from your first login. So new summoner and existing summoner, you are going to get a sort of summoning list. So if you have all the unit on here, doesn't really mean much. You get a dupe maybe, but if you don't, then this is your chance to get your hands on very strong PvE 5 stars. You can see right there. For fire, you get Fire Occult Girl, Fire Polar Queen, Wind Phoenix, Water Dragon, Water Battle Angel. Pretty much a very strong unit for PvE and early game PvP as well. So this is gonna be incredible. You can turn that on or off because maybe people don't really care about these 5-star at all. And you can also have a 4-star summoning list as well, which is very, very important because you need so many of the 4-star skill up as a new player, but existing player, not really important, except the new 4-star Agrias. We need that, okay? We definitely need that. And that is pretty much the tomorrow update. Once again, in short, it's a lot of farming related, a lot of reward boosting related, but not exactly anything game changing. None of the core mechanic of the game is really changing like at all. What you've been doing before, you might be doing a little bit less of, like the farming, and you might be doing a bit more of the PvP if you enjoy that. But if you haven't really been enjoying the game for quite some time, then I don't think the game has really changed in any drastic way whatsoever. Maybe if you really hate farming, you can come back because you now have to farm way less and get way more for the amount of time you invest in, and you can enjoy the PvP more. But the farming has always been in the background anyway, so if you really don't enjoy certain aspect of PvP, the PvP is pretty much the same. They just give you more rewards, but in this game, there's never really a guaranteed for anything. This is like the true casino, the true hardcore kind of gacha where you just don't know when you're gonna get anything and you don't know how you're gonna get anything because it's no pity for anything. So whenever you get something, it feels great. That's for sure, right? I'm kind of happy that they are putting the summoning circle at my favorite spot in the game as well. Look at that. Oh my god, is that confirmed that SeanB knows where to summon the best LD5? That's crazy. But the game is sort of not really the same, but it kind of is. And personally, I hope that's going to help my feeling with the game in terms of farming, because I still love doing all the guild PvP. As you can see, I still enjoy RTA from time to time, but the farming, not a huge fan. But this might be a very good change in the right direction for me personally. I'm not talking for anybody out there, just me. So let me know what you think about the update in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.